Mapupo
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time visiting, welcome to the channel, and if you're returning subscribers, welcome back. Guys, so I decided to do a story time. I feel like that's something I haven't done on this channel, and I definitely do have some stories to tell, but I don't know how many story times I'm gonna do. Let's see how this one goes. So this is something that happened like a few months back, and I needed time to kind of just get over it because it was traumatic. No, but seriously, maybe not traumatic, but yeah, it stressed me out. I think that was like the most stressed out I was when I was in Accra, since I've been in Accra before the fire, that is. So it's the story of how I came to find this apartment, because apartment hunting in Accra is so stressful. I think if I share my story, you might be able to learn from my mistakes, what to do, what not to do, and stuff like that. So yeah, you can laugh at my pain basically. Let me start off with there's this time, right? By the way, get your tea and get really comfortable because I don't know how long this is gonna be. So this time I was in an Uber. I don't remember the Uber's name or what he even looks like, but I'll always remember what he said. So we were driving, and there's like the traffic wardens or the people that are on the street, and he basically told us to go a certain way for no reason. Like, he didn't even explain. Like, we couldn't see what was going on, and he wasn't even trying to explain. He was basically just trying to exercise his power, which they do a lot over here. Once they've got some kind of level of power, they just want to exercise it over someone when they have the opportunity. So basically he told us to go, and the Uber guy was obviously really pissed, and he turned around and he basically says, Ghana, there is peace, there's so much peace and stuff, but no justice. And that stuck with me ever since that day, because it was just so profound what he said. Because when I sat down and reflected on a lot of the things that I've been through here, it is so true on so many levels. There is so much peace here. You feel so much peace. You feel like you can do so much. But the injustice, that will piss you off. That will really aggravate you and get to you. So bearing that in mind, let me start with the story of how I came to find this apartment. I basically didn't have a choice. I had like one day to pick an apartment, and this one was the one that I found last minute. So basically I had an apartment before. It was a huge apartment, really nice apartment. I loved it, but it was too far. It was too far away from the places I like to hang out. So I ended up spending way too much on like Uber fares and stuff like that, and it just wasn't sustainable. I had taken like a 6 months contract over there. So 1 month before it was time to move out, I told the landlord's brother who lived in the compound with us, and that usually helps when they've got a family member or the landlord themselves lives in a compound. They're more likely to take care of stuff like water issues, electricity, security, because they get affected themselves. So that's a really good thing about that. Whereas over here, the landlady doesn't live on a compound, so she doesn't give a crap, and she takes her time to react to stuff. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, I tell the landlord's brother, hey, listen, I'm not going to renew the contract after 6 months. I'm going to move out. However, I think I will need 2 more weeks just to be able to have enough time to find a place. Okay, yeah, fine. I'll ask my brother. And I told him this twice. My mistake was that I didn't follow up in writing. Guys, follow up in writing. Anything to do with your landlords, follow up in writing. Make sure you always have proof, because otherwise it will always work against you. I don't know why I forgot that, because in a workplace, that's always my rule. Like, I always write things in emails, so there's always like a written form of backup. For some reason that just went out of my head when it came to this, because I got along with the landlord's brother. Like, we had a cool relation, but I don't know what I was thinking. So yeah, so time's going by, and then I still haven't heard back, and I'm like, okay, that's interesting. So 2 weeks before, I'm like, hey, so did you get to ask your brother, because I think I will actually need those extra 2 weeks to find a place. The guy answers me on WhatsApp, oh, we've already found a new tenant, so you have to move out. Excuse me. Excuse me. No formal notice, nothing written, nothing. They just did their own thing, and they didn't even tell me anything about it. It was so weird, because normally you would have a chat when like your contract is coming to term. You talk to the person, because you'd have to come and visit the place, see if it needs painting, if like the person has spoiled anything. Like, nothing formal, nothing. Guys, I was stressed. I was stressed, especially because I know that his brother, the landlord, is very like temperamental, like short-tempered. So I was like, what the actual F, you know? So yeah, it was stressful. So I started like looking for apartments. Like, I don't know what was up with that period of time, but all the agents I was like meeting with, we got into it, arguments back to back. Like, oh, I never thought I had a bad temper until, if you think you don't have a bad temper and you're patient and you're tolerant, come an apartment hunt here in Accra, and you'll find out that you can have a bad temper, because they will just rub you up the wrong way. Anyway, so many things that would just piss you off. Like, you have to pay for the transport. They're charging a viewing fee each time, and half of the times they'll try and take you to a lot of apartments knowing that you won't like half of them, but you have to pay a viewing fee for each. And so they're trying to make money out of you, knowing you won't like the other apartments, and you probably like one or two, but you have to pay for all of them. So I stopped doing that. I always tell them, send me pictures and videos before I even leave my house. And then I'm like, only take me to things that I like. And then also, if there's more than one place that I'm viewing, then I tend to ask them, like, are you willing to accept like 100 Ghana cedis viewing fee for all of them? Because I'm not going to pay you 200, 300 or however much for all of them, because most likely I'm only going to like one or maybe none even, you know? And a lot of the times they do end up agreeing, especially if they couldn't send you like pictures and photos beforehand. So yeah, guys, it was so stressful. So then in the end, I ended up finding a place. So I find a place, and I'm like, okay, great, we found a place. We're talking to the guy that was managing on behalf of the landlord, because apparently the landlord was abroad in the UK. I don't know, guys. When you come to Ghana in Accra, follow your intuition at all costs. It will never steer you wrong. If there's one thing that will never steer you wrong, it's your intuition. That's the Holy Spirit speaking within you and telling you, nah fam, don't do it. So anyway, we find a place. The place was nice, 2-bedroom place, huge, and basically I think the asking price was 3,000 Ghana cedis, and I was like, okay, well, it's not coming with aircon, so would the landlord accept 2,500, because that's my budget? And he said yes. I don't know why he said yes, because they love wasting people's time here. They love to waste your time and money. Time and money is what they love to waste here. And when I mean they, I mean like agents and landlords. Anyway, so he's like, oh yeah, you can have the place and whatever. And they always stress you out, and they're always like, okay, well, you need to pay the money now. And the agents are in a hurry to get their commission, because they've already made plans with your money basically. And also they will also take your money to like finish up little touches, so they want you to pay straight away. Fine. Like, I had a hard time accepting that in the past, but then I know how it works now. So luckily I went with a guy I knew, like an agent that I knew, and he was with me. So he was like, I don't know, I feel like they take you a bit more seriously when you're with a guy for some reason. Like, the experience is different when as a woman you're by yourself than when you're with a guy, which is so bad, but it's the reality. I'm just letting you know. So yeah, so luckily he was with me, so they weren't really playing about or whatever, and he was there to just be like, you know, don't mess around or whatever. Even though he was there, they still Anyway, so we gave them money or whatever, and we kind of signed some kind of agreement, but it wasn't fully signed, and that wasn't sitting right with me. I was like, I don't understand, like why they're not signing properly. And they were like, oh no, I need to get back in touch with the landlord in the UK to like reconfirm the contract, the terms of the contracts. And I was like, but I gave you the money, so I don't understand. They were like, yeah, no, don't worry. Like the agent kept on telling me, my agent kept on telling me, no, don't worry, like you're always stressing out and whatever, like it's not serious, everything will be fine, this is how things are done here. And I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, okay, so the keys, where am I getting the keys? And he was like, oh, it's not ready yet. And I was like, okay, well, I don't have a lot of time, so can I move my stuff in? And they're like, no. He was making all kinds of excuses. Like the manager of the new place that I was supposed to move in was making all kinds of excuses like, no, you know, we're still working on this, like the tap in the sink is not working yet, we can't let you leave your stuff because the key hasn't been fixed on the main door, and so, you know, anyone could come in, and if things go missing, then, you know, I don't want to be liable or responsible for that. And I was thinking, but okay, but we can just lock the bedroom door, because I think each door had a lock. And he was like, no, you know, just wait, like the landlord wants you to wait, he doesn't want you to move in straight away. So because things weren't sitting right with me, I kept on visiting each time before the agreed date of our moving in date. And I noticed that people had moved in downstairs. So I was like, so how comes they get to move in? And his excuse was like, oh no, they moved in without our permission. You know, we gave them the keys, and now, you know, the landlord is angry about that, so he doesn't want the same thing to happen with you. And I was thinking, that is so fishy. Like the whole thing doesn't even make sense, because it didn't make sense. Anyway, so then after that, the time was coming to the moving in date, right? And I already spoke with the landlord and said, okay, so I found the place I should be moving in. We're just trying to come into terms with, agree on terms with the contract. So I'm like, okay, so am I moving in next week? And they're like, no, we'll need 1 more week because we need to put the front gates in, and you know, you can't move in until the front gate is put in. And I'm thinking, this whole time since I've been in Ghana, you guys don't wait until things are fully finished. To let people move in. Like you do the work whilst the person is in. They don't normally wait, you know. So I thought the whole thing was fishy. And so there was a whole lot of going back and forth with the agents that helped me to find the place, my own agent, the manager of the place. Guys, it was so stressful. And then basically, fast forward, because I don't want to go into all the details, basically that week when I was supposed to move in, packed and everything, let the landlord know, you know, I'm packed, I'm ready to go, I should be moving in or whatever. The manager of the new place goes, come and get back your money. So let's say I was supposed to move in on a Friday. On the Wednesday, 2 days before, he was like, yeah, come and get your money because you guys are stressing me out too much. I won't be able to have all the works finished in time for you to move in. So, you know, yeah, come and get back your money. You're not moving in. I was like, excuse me? He was like, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore. Come and get your money. The landlord's not interested. He's pissed off. He doesn't want you to move in. Come and get back your money. Guys, the stress. I think my period started earlier than it was supposed to. That's how stressed out I was. I know that's TMI, but that's just to let you know how stressed I was. And I was like, well, I don't know what's gonna I don't know what's gonna happen. So I had to speak with the landlord myself. The guy has got such a bad temper. Like as soon as we called him to like talk to him, and we're like, listen, we're gonna need a bit more time, we're gonna need a few more days to find a place because otherwise we're gonna be on the street. The guy was like, no. He wasn't trying to hear it, guys. He was not trying to hear it. And we're like, well, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to be on the street? And I was like talking to so many people, and they were like, oh, but you know, as a tenant over here, you have a 3 months grace, so he can't just throw you out on the street. But obviously he's gonna stress you out and make sure that you leave, and make sure that you're not comfortable, but he's not allowed to put you out on the street. And so we managed to talk with him. I prayed about it, and I was like, God, please take the wheel, because I can't. This is beyond my pay grade. This kind of stress is beyond my pay grade. I was like, take the wheel. I spoke to the landlord. I think God touched his heart. I spoke with his brother, and his brother was like, okay, let me speak to him again. And he managed to agree to give me a few more days so that I could find a place. And so basically I had like, what, 2 days or a couple of days. And yeah, I was like a headless chicken, basically viewing stuff. And in the past I'd be so picky about stuff. I came to this place, didn't even have time to check if the church was close by, speak to the neighbors. I just knew it was in the environment that I wanted. It was in the location that I wanted. It was the budget that I wanted. I walked in. It's not that big. It's not that big. It's like half or quarter the size of my last apartment. You can view my last apartment in one of my older vlogs. So anyway, I walked in. I looked at the place. I was like, okay, it's got a wardrobe already. It's got a water boiler. It's got fans, and it's got AC. I was like, hey, yes, I signed a contract on that day. One day before my deadline is when I found this place. 4 p.m. guys. I was running around Accra like a headless chicken, trying to find a place to move in. And I found it 4 p.m. before the moving in date, the next day. So it was stressful. I signed the contract, gave them the money, and they gave me the keys. I spoke to the landlord on the same day. Everything like made sense. My intuition wasn't telling me, okay, something's off and they're gonna scam me or some shit like that. So yeah, mind you though, right? Oh my gosh, my battery is signaling low. Mind you though, I had paid commission to the place where it fell through, where I didn't get to move in. So I spent a month or two after that whole ordeal chasing the agents to pay me back my commission, because I was like, that whole thing was stressful, guys. I was chasing them to the point where, because they were playing around with me, to the point where I got the police involved, because I was like, oh, you're not taking me seriously because I'm supposedly a diaspora and I'm a woman? Okay, fine. You want to play that game? Okay, let's do this. So I went into the police, told them about it, and it was a lady, it was a woman. If you're going to go to the police or rent control, you have to know that you have to pay these people to do their job. So I was already prepared because I was pissed off. I was like, if I have to pay you 100 Ghana cedis or whatever for you to make sure I get my commission money back, then I'll do that. And so that's basically what happened. It took 2 months, guys, of chasing them, ignoring my calls, telling me, yeah, we got the money, we'll pay you. They paid half, and then it took another month to get the other half, but in the end, I got it. The stress, I learned so much. I learned how patient I can be. I learned how resilient I can be. And I learned what a bad temper I can also have. So I feel like I know how it works when it comes to apartment hunting over here. It is a headache. Mind you, it's not something that just happens to like foreigners or diasporans. Locals and foreigners alike, we get the same treatment. It is crazy when it comes to agents and landlords. So guys, learn from my mistake, and that was my story time. But God came through for me. God came through for me and found a place for me when I needed it most. God always comes through for me, and I found my place. But I was like, God, don't do this to me again, please. And I learned my lesson, and now I know that make sure you always write things down, make sure you always have your receipts and record stuff when you can, because they'll screw you over if you're not, if you're not on it. They'll play with you and they'll screw you over. Anyway, guys, that was my story. My battery's dying, so before it dies, I'm gonna try and end this story time here. I hope you learn from my mistakes, and if you need any more question or advice when it comes to apartment hunting, write in the comment section and I'll try and help you as much as possible. I hope this story was interesting to you. Do you know what? I know I've grown from this situation, because back then I wouldn't have been able to talk about it and laugh, because I was so emotional, so vexed. Like, I felt so many ranges of emotions. But now, I'm over the whole experience because I'm laughing about it. I think after the fire was even worse. The fire that happened here was even worse. So yeah, I'm kind of over it, as you can tell. Anywho, I'm gonna end the vlog here, and I hope you enjoyed my story time. Let me know if you like these kind of story times, and if I can share other stories, I'll try and share hoping that it can edify and help someone out there. All right, guys, take care. See you. Bye.